Our Italy, our mother visible, most blessed among nations and most sad, for whose dear sake the young Calabrian fell that day at Aspromonte, and was glad that in an age when God was bought and sold, one man could die for liberty. But we, burnt out and cold, see honor smitten on the cheek, and gyves bind the sweet feet of mercy. Poverty creeps through our sunless lanes, and with sharp knives cuts the warm throats of children stealthily, and no word said. Oh, we are wretched men, unworthy of our great inheritance. Where is the pen of austere Milton? Where the mighty sword which slew its master righteously? The years have lost their ancient leader, and no word breaks from the voiceless tripod on our ears, while as a ruined mother in some spasm bears a base child and loathes it, so our best enthusiasm genders unlawful children. Anarchy, freedom's own Judas, the vile prodigal license who steals the gold of liberty, and yet has nothing. Ignorance, the real one fratricide since Cain. Envy, the asp that stings itself to anguish. Avarice, whose palsied grasp is in extent stiffened. Moneyed greed, for whose dull appetite men waste away amid the whir of wheels, and are the seed of things which slay their sower. These each day sees rife in England, and the gentle feet of beauty tread no more the stones of each unlovely street. What even Cromwell spared is desecrated by the weed and worm, left to the stormy play of wind and beating snow, or renovated by more destructful hands. Time's worst decay will wreathe its ruins with some loveliness, but these new vandals can but make a rain-proof barrenness. Where is that art which bade the angels sing through Lincoln's lofty chair, till the air seems from such marble harmonies to ring with sweeter song than common lips can dare to draw from actual reed? Ah, where is now the cunning hand which made the flowering hawthorn branches bow for Southwell's arch, and carved the house of one who loved the lilies of the field with all our dearest English flowers? The same sun rises for us. The seasons natural weave the same tapestry of green and gray. The unchanged hills are with us, but that spirit hath passed away. And yet perchance it may be better so, for tyranny is an incestuous queen, murder her brother is her bedfellow, and the plague chambers with her. In obscene and bloody paths her treacherous feet are set, better the empty desert and a soul inviolate. For gentle brotherhood, the harmony of living in the healthful air, the swift clan of beauty of strong limbs when men are free and women chaste, these are the things which lift our souls up, more than even Agnolo's gaunt, blinded sibyl poring o'er the scroll of human woes, or Titian's little maiden on the stair, white as her own sweet lily and as tall, or Mona Lisa, smiling through her hair. Ah, somehow life is bigger after all than any painted angel. Could we see that God is within us, the old Greek serenity which curbs the passion of that level line of marble youths, who with untroubled eyes and chastened limbs ride round Athena's shrine, and mirror her divine economies, and balanced symmetry of what in man would else wage ceaseless warfare. This, at least, within the span between our mother's kisses and the grave, might so inform our lives, that we could win such mighty empires that from her cave temptation would grow hoarse, and a pallid sin would walk ashamed of his adulteries. and passion creep from out the house of lust with startled eyes, to make the body and the spirit one with all right things, till no thing live in vain from morn to noon, but in sweet unison with every pulse of flesh and throb of brain, the soul in flawless essence high enthroned, against all outer vain attack, invincibly bastioned. Mark with serene impartiality the strife of things, and yet be comforted, knowing that by the chain causality all separate existences are wed into one supreme whole, whose utterance is joy or holier praise. Ah, surely this were governance of life in most august omnipresence, through which the rational intellect would find in passion its expression, and mere sense, ignoble else, lend fire to the mind, and being joined with it in harmony more mystical than that which binds the stars planetary, strike, form, their several tones one octave chord, whose cadence being measureless would fly through all the circling spheres, then to its Lord return refreshed with its new empery and more exultant power. This indeed, could we but reach it, were to find the last, the perfect creed. Ah, it was easy, when the world was young, to keep one's life free and inviolate. From our sad lips another song is wrung, by our hands our heads are desecrate, wanderers in drear exile, and dispossessed of what should be our own. We can but feed on wild unrest. Somehow, the grace, the bloom of things has flown, and of all men we are most wretched, who must live each other's lives, and not our own. For very pity's sake, and then undo all that we lived for, it was otherwise, when soul and body seemed to blend in mystic symphonies. But we have left those gentle haunts, to pass with weary feet to the new cavalry, where we behold, as one who in a glass sees his own face, self-slain humanity, and in the dumb reproach of that sad gaze learn what an awful phantom the red hand of man can raise. O smitten mouth, O forehead crowned with thorn, O chalice of all common miseries, thou for our sakes that loved thee not hast borne an agony of endless centuries, and we were vain and ignorant, nor knew that when we stabbed thy heart it was our own real hearts we slew, being ourselves the sowers and the seeds, the night that covers and the lights that fade, the spear that pierces and the side that bleeds, the lips betraying and the life betrayed. The deep hath calm, the moon hath rest, but we, lords of the natural world, are yet our own dread enemy. Is this the end of all that primal force which, in its changes being still the same, from eyeless chaos cleft its upward course, through the ravenous seas and whirling rocks and flame, till the suns met in heaven and began their cycles, and the morning stars sang, and the word was man? Nay, nay, but we are crucified, and though the bloody sweat falls from our brows like rain, loosen the nails. We shall come down, I know. Staunch the red wounds, we shall be whole again. No need have we of hyssop-laden rod. That which is purely human, that is godlike, that is God.